disappears to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight we'll always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Comes where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Hello, hello, welcome here, welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, whatever time you are watching this video. We are going to do the Cancer Collective. Hi, Cancer. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's see what sort of general messages we could get for the Cancers. General messages for Cancer. We're just going to get right into it. Usually talk about my book and all that other stuff, but we're just going to jump right into it, okay? I hope that's okay with you. All right, Cancer. What sort of general messages do we have for the Cancer Collective? Let's get you one of these guys, these Alice in Wonderlands. Alice in Wonderland. Tried this thing, you know, that robe hack or whatever, where you tie your hair around it. It made me look like a super old person. It was awesome. And now I have all these weird, funky curls. We're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it, okay? Cancer says all must have prizes. Are you trying to please everybody? Are you being a people pleaser? All right. I know we get caught into that. We think that if we do so much for other people, then they'll love us more. Okay. And it usually doesn't end up working like that. Like some people are like, they appreciate it, you know, and they take stock and they look at what it is that you've done, and, you know, like they end up respecting you and loving you more. But for the most part, like people don't have the same heart as you do. Okay, Cancer. Not everybody has your heart. It says never jam today. Promises that never come to be. Empty words. Not living in the now. These cards are so cute. So somebody is not fulfilling their promises, not coming through with what they said they were going to do. Or is that you to yourself? Are you not fulfilling what it is that you said you were going to do for yourself? You know, are you not, are you people pleasing? Like you said you weren't going to do that anymore, and then you catch yourself doing it? Or is there somebody around you that really tests your patience and really tests your boundaries? Somebody that you said you weren't going to do that for anymore, or weren't going to take their ish anymore, or like you weren't going to go back to them, or you weren't going to reach out to them, or you weren't going to call them. Like there's a promise, I believe, that you made to yourself that you're having a hard time keeping. And it makes you feel like, kind of makes you feel a little weak, little you know? And I feel like you're on edge, like you're like waiting on edge for a person to come correct, to come in excuse me, to come in correct, to treat you right, to appreciate what it is that you do. And I feel like this person is a taker, or they're just not ready to be the person that you need them to be. Like if you have been on hold waiting for somebody, like they're just not, like the potential you see in them is what you would do in your situation. Okay. That's not really who they are. Like we have a tendency to see the best in people, and we want to see them for what we would want them to be, for the potential that we could see that they have. And sometimes, I mean, we can't be more invested in somebody else's potential than they are. This could be somebody that you see as the emperor. You could see that they are the emperor, or that they could be the emperor. I don't know if that's not going to change, but that you see that they could be the emperor. It's like you see so much potential in them. You could see how they could, you know, rule the world, how you guys could rule the world together. And it's like they just won't live up to the vision that you have for them. And or the vision, I don't know, I feel like it's a vision you have for them. Or I mean, roles could be reversed, they could be switched, but it's like you see this person as your 1111, as your wish come true. You see them, you see how great everything could be if they would just do this thing or stop doing this, or take take responsibility for their actions, or somehow turn into this emperor that you want them to be, or that you see them as. It's like you see them as this emperor. And Cancer, you want the best for everyone. You want the best for everyone, but especially for this person. This person, like, has a very special place in your heart. A very, very special place in your heart. They could be an Aries with the Emperor there, or another Cancer like yourself, but you see them as your wish fulfillment. You want them to come forward. You want them to come tell you the truth. Like, maybe they've been holding out on you, and it's like, that they have these feelings for you. That you know like their rightful place is beside you. That they see you in this specific way, and it's like they refuse to be who it is that you need them to be. The Hierophant could be a Taurus. It's like you feel like this is a, like, kismet, or like there's too much synchronicity here. Like, there's too much that's went on for there to just be this nothing. It's like you saw there was so much potential, and then the Justice in reverse, you just feel so unjustified by the situation. It's like you've put so much of your time and your effort into being the best you that you could be, into over giving to this person, to this situation. It's like you've given money, you've given time, you've given energy. It's like you've been patient, you've been patiently waiting. You've tried to give up, you've tried to hold out. It's like you've tried every single way that you could think of to try to bring this 10 of cups in, to try to bring this marriage, this union. you know it's like you've gone through the stages of anger and grief, and acting like you don't care, but in reality it's like you care a whole lot. You care a whole lot, and you don't know how to not. You don't know how to keep your feelings. Like, you can't just turn off your feelings. It's like this is a very important connection. I mean, we've got so many major arcana cards here. Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards we've pulled, only 3 of them are not major arcana. So this is a really important connection. This is absolutely part of your life experience, your soul plan. Like, the things that you learn. Oh, the Devil, another major arcana card. The things that you have learned with this situation or with this person have been cataclysmic in your evolution, your growth. They have been so essential for your development as a human being, as a spiritual soul. It's like this person tests every single one of your boundaries. They test your boundaries, they test your self-worth, they test your patience, your it tests everything about your character with this person. Like, your character has been developed through the process of the relationship that you have with this individual. And the Devil card being in the upright, like, they are your kryptonite. It's like this is the person that makes you feel like you're not even you. It's like you don't even feel like you're your own self around this person or with this person. It's like none of it makes sense to you. You do things that you've never done. You are willing to break all of your rules just for this one person. It's like it almost takes you out of your moral compass, like the things that you allow yourself to feel or to act with this relationship. It's like it brings you completely outside of anything that you've ever allowed. And for some reason, this person right here, like, through all the anxiety and all the guilt and all of the shame and all of the heartache, you can't, like, you just see, like, you have such a clear vision of how wonderful and great it could all be. The Empress, like, geez, there are so many major arcana cards here. Like, this is such a huge, like, huge learning learning lessons, soul growth, like soul school. It's like this person has, like, maybe some of you have even known this person since you were like in elementary school, but I feel like there's so many stages of growth and of evolution that you've been on with this person. Like uh I've never pulled a spread with this many major arcana cards, okay? And you're like, I don't know if I'm missing out on an opportunity, or you feel like this person is completely just bypassing their spiritual purpose. It's like you feel like you guys have such a spiritual purpose together, that spirit put you guys together, that you were supposed to be together, that if they would just figure it out, if they would just come forward, if they would just be the empress or the emperor that you need. Because the emperor came out in the upright and the empress came out in the reverse. So I mean, your divine feminine is a little bit in her feels, all right? Like you might be in your divine masculine energy, or um really focusing on the like the divine feminine energy feels distorted, but only distorted when it comes to this relationship, and you just don't see how that it will. It's like you could see it just on the other side. It's like just on the other side of those cliffs is this beautiful, calm, serene, wonderful waters, but the tower, it's like every time it gets close, it just all crumbles. It's like you could see it. It's almost like catching air, catching air. Ouch. That's another major arcana card. All right, we have one. Let me see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Eight major arcanas on the table right now. This is such an important connection, and like the triggers that are found inside this connection are there for a purpose. Like your triggers are a part of your best friend. Okay, your triggers show you where you still need healing. All right, it doesn't bring out the worst in you. Your triggers are there to show you where your wounds still are, where you still need to heal inside yourself, where you still need to put your boundaries up. I feel like some of you have spit some really angry words at this person, or have thought some really angry things about this person because they weren't acting in the way you want them to act. And I feel like divine is saying that they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Like they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. I think they are absolutely a spiritual catalyst. Like not only are you a spiritual catalyst for them, but they're a spiritual catalyst for you. Like through this, through the anger, through the sorrow, through the hopefulness, through all of that, it's like you've learned so much about yourself and what you're willing to do. Yeah, you already know the tea. You're like, I already know the tea. You already know what's good. Like this person is a huge part of your life. They're a huge part of your life. And it's like it's almost like you hate to love them, or you love to hate them. It's like this it's like you love them so much it makes you sick, like you can't stand yourself because you can't let them go. You can't stop thinking about them. It's like even if you're like not with them, and you always catch yourself thinking about them. Even if you're with somebody else, you catch yourself thinking about them, and it's like you're like, why won't this person leave my mind? Like, why can't I get this energy away from me? Right? There's been a lot of betrayal, some deceit, some they might have picked somebody over you, which really, really triggered your abandonment issues, your abandonment wounds. And you feel like you got to fight for what you love, claiming what's yours in a battlefield. But I mean, if somebody doesn't claim you the way that you claim them, then what are you fighting for? You know, you shouldn't have to fight for love anyways. You might have found out that somebody, they might have got somebody pregnant, or they might be having a child with another partner or something. Oh, expecting again, pregnancy test and expecting, right, one after the other. Oof. uh Falling apart. It's just completely shattering like all of your, I'm so sorry, Cancer. Like that's, I understand that energy. It's really hard to deal with when you see so much potential and then you see them choosing somebody else and making all of these crazy decisions, and and then you watch their life fall apart, and a part of you was like, you know your part of you was like really sad, but then a part of you was like happy because you're like, haha, I told you, but then you feel bad about that because it's not really part of your high vibration. Like your higher self like really loves this person and really wants to see them do good, but can you really want to see them do good even if it's not with you? It's like sometimes we have to learn how to love somebody in their dumpster fire. It doesn't mean we have to tolerate any sort of disrespect, but it's like we have to learn how to love people and let them go and cheer them on, even if that doesn't include us. Okay, because if we're only loving someone if they choose us, then we don't really love them. All right, that's not really love. That's like an infatuation, or um wanting any sort of bad to happen to this person because they don't choose you, because they aren't acting the way you want them to, is a sign of obsession or infatuation, or um just not like, that's not like, you don't want the people that you love to hurt, right? Like, do you love your kids, you love your parents, do you want your parents to hurt? you know do you want them to feel this suffering? And it's like wishing ill on this person because they don't choose what you feel they should be choosing is wishing them suffering. Okay. And yeah, I mean, that they effed up, but according to who though? According to what you feel like they should be doing. I mean, I'm not saying that whatever they did was right, okay? Because we've got betrayal, we've got getting played, we've got no, they fucked up, we've got a private relationship, a fake apology. All right, I'm not downsizing any of the things that you've experienced with this person, because obviously, with all those major arcana cards there, it was profound. Whatever you've experienced with this person was life altering, and it continues to be life altering. But it's all part of the bigger plan. It's all part of the process. I really feel like you need to, I hate saying the word you because people get really defensive, but we need to learn how to set those boundaries. Even like letting someone go and wishing them well isn't for them. Okay, that's not for them. That is for your inner peace, for your higher self. All right, because when we aren't just, it's not like I'm rubber and you're glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. It's like we are in our own bubble. All right, and whatever we're putting out into that bubble it never leaves our energy. So as best as humanly possible, send out as much, be aware of the vibrations that you're sending on to other people, or what you're asking for other people. Okay, be very aware. I mean, a lot of times we are conscious, we are creative conscious beings that are constantly creating unconsciously. And once we become once we tap into that energy and become aware of that fact, it makes it like, it's not to say that it's easy to always catch our feelings or to catch our thoughts or to catch that thought process, but it makes it a little easier every time that you do it. Every time that you do it, every time you catch that negative feeling, or that whatever it is you're pushing out into the universe towards somebody else or even towards yourself, catch it and take it back and then reverse it. All right, and every time that you do that, it'll make it simpler and simpler, to where you are just able to naturally able to monitor what it is that you're putting out into your own auric field. Okay, it's super important. Whew. Yeah, this person makes you feel all kinds of insecure, and they make you feel like you are not good enough, and it's like you just want them to choose you. Okay. But if you want them to choose you, you have to choose you. All right. You have to choose you. You can't be worried about what this person is doing or what they're not doing, or yeah, because it just comes with nothing but drama. It brings nothing but drama. It makes you feel nothing but insecure, nothing but out of place. You know, you get angry, you get upset, you get sad, you know, and then because you're sad, you get angry again. It's like this perpetual loop. And I don't know how to tell you to stop thinking about someone or to let them out of your energy. You might not be able to change the fact that you think about them, but you can change the feeling that you have when it's associated to this person, right? Like we can't change anything about this person. We can't change how they feel. We can't change their actions. We can't change any of that. But we can change our reaction to whatever it is that they're doing, or to, like, if we think about them, like for a long time whenever I thought about a person, like I'd either get mad, I went through this whole process of like I'd get angry, or then I'd get sad, or then I'd like not feel good enough, or you know, and then eventually I finally got it to where every time I think about them, all I do is smile and say thank you, thank you, you know, like crazy, all right, thank you. And I know it's an emotional process, and you can't change anything outside of your own self. So being able to tap into that energy and slowly start changing this, you don't have to be like, oh, like, I mean, it's obvious that you love this person, okay? And I'm pretty sure they've hurt you, and they've led you on, and they've breadcrumbed you, and they've probably gaslighted you, and they've lied, and they've not chosen you, all right? And I know all of that stuff hurts. But if you start with little steps at a time, you can change how it's like they own your feelings right now. All right. And if they own your feelings, then they're winning. That's letting them win. That's giving them all of your power. Your power is in the fact that you get to decide. You get to decide how you want to feel about that situation. Okay. So one step at a time, one step at a time. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it is definitely possible. So I feel like stayed, you've stayed in this situation, and you've begged, you've bartered, you've pleaded, um, you've thrown in the white towel, you've picked up the towel again, you've thrown in the white towel, and it's all been this perpetual loop. So put a fork in that spoke and stop this loop. I'm not saying that you will all of a sudden just not think about them, but you can change how you feel when you think about them. All right, just something to think about. I love you guys. And if you would like a personal reading, I am now offering personal readings. You can email me at s.y.l.sayyouLove@gmail.com, and I will get back to you as soon as humanly possible. All right, I love you.